This panel is brought to you by TFAW.com. Visit TFAW.com today and use the code WONDER at checkout to save $5 on your next purchase of $20 or more. TFAW.com.
I'm sure a lot of people here know that over the next couple months, a lot of books are being canceled, presumably for financial reasons, which I understand.
Sure.
The thing is, a lot of the books that I like the most from DC, books like Satana, Thunder Agents, and then it's only at issue 1 right now, but I really enjoyed Zombie. I'm worried that those books might not necessarily stick around that long. I'm committed to them until they get canceled, but I can't help but worry that they're going to get canceled.
People use that expression a lot. I'm concerned when a book launches, it's not going to work. I'm concerned, I'm worried it's going to be canceled. My answer to everybody, because this is the way I used to buy comics, is enjoy it.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to ask was, what can we do as fans of those particular books to help support them?
That's one of the reasons why. It's one of the reasons why we're doing the letters pages. This is one of the reasons why we're trying to get the word out there. We won't create a single book we don't believe in, that we want to sell. It's not going to be the case, but we want to make sure that we try to do our best to get these books in front of people that want to read them. So I'm hoping you're enjoying what you've got right now.
I am.
There's a lot of changes to the lineup, and a lot of books were canceled because we had a lot of miniseries and things like that tied to Flashpoint couldn't start. And we didn't want to overextend the line or overextend people's budgets. But in this particular case, we're going to try to keep these books running for as long as we can, because we believe in them too.
Okay? I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Well, you actually already answered the question I had about whether Flash really was being canceled after 12. But can I just tell you some of the books that I'm really loving right now?
Sure, absolutely.
Legion of Superheroes. Having that back is so
And find Paul Levitt's to tell him that too. He's in the building somewhere.
okay. Good. I'm gonna track him down. And then also loving just everything with Booster Gold in it. I'm a huge fan of just Wonder Woman in general, so the new storyline, I'm sticking with it and I'm liking it a lot, but I'm just looking forward to, hopefully, the original.
That storyline will be resolved, and then a new storyline will begin.
And then Superboy, yes, that makes sense. Superboy, Francis, you did a wonderful job on Superboy. And then looking forward to Batwoman.
Excellent. So, by the way, and one of the reasons why we delayed Batwoman is we want to make sure, one of the things I was going to mention before, and I want to say again, is schedule. We got to get these books on time. We got to get them out. We got to get them monthly. It's loyalty in our fans, and we don't want to take that for granted. And we want to make sure that once we start putting those books out, you'll be able to get that every month because you're going to enjoy it. Next up.
Is there any plans to do more Knight and Esquire books? Because I really enjoyed Harkonnell's take on it. Oh, and if you could tell him thank you for me for putting those pages at the end that explain the jokes, because a lot of them I didn't understand until I read it.
Yeah.
What are you asking? You want more?
Yeah.
If you guys demand it, that's usually how we play. If there's enough demand. So.
It's what it is right now. You'll be seeing them in Batman Incorporated. That much I can tell you. Okay.
Thank you.
Next one up.
First of all, a quick thanks for DC working with the Hero Initiative on the Justice League 100 Covers project. So I really appreciate that.
Great.
And then my next question is I know that you guys are naming writers for the retroactives, but I haven't heard any artists.
That's because when you do publicity,
Yes.
we like to publicize one portion, and then when we get pieces of art that we can show in conjunction with it, when it starts to come in, we can push it again. Second bite of the apple, it's called.
Fair enough.
Okay?
All right.
Hello. Oh, I hate to hear my voice in the microphone.
That was really behind the scenes, probably.
Thank you for the Teen Titans arc right now and the Batman and Robin arc. I really enjoyed those, how they kind of go into each other. But I have a question about how in the Teen Titans arc right now, we have some of the characters who are not teens anymore, and I want to know how their story and their characters are going to progress over the next few issues. Since you're good.
Yes. Well, Beast Boy is definitely the veteran on the team.
Yes, that's
when Damon was on board, we had like a 10-year-old, and then Beast Boy we kind of covered the gamut. You know, for me, Beast Boy is actually kind of taking almost like the role that Donna Troy kind of once held. Is he's not like the leader, but he's kind of like the den mother or den beast mother. So because he's not really there leading, but yet he's kind of a voice for everybody, kind of a sounding board. And actually, in the arc that we're launching right now, the 93 just came out with premiering the new character Solstice.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big adventure, and Beast Boy is going to play a really big part of that story. So. But you know, they're all just in different places trying to find their way, you know, and Ravagers there for different reasons than say Tim's back on the team for. So.
Yeah, I'm interested that in her introduction into the arc, but Beast Boy was my main concern because he's an older thing, and I was wondering if there would be more stories that are more centric to him. So I'm glad to hear that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep.
Right. Next one up.
Hi, everybody. First off, I want to get a comment out. Len, DC Legacies has been my favorite Maxi series. It brings back so many memories. It was like, especially when it got to the point where Jet Superman and Batman gets back broken all the way on there. That's when I started reading. It's like, it brought me back to be a 9-year-old in the car reading that book over and over again. It's like, this is weird, this is how it happened. And to see it from a guy in the streets point POV was just a stroke of genius. I actually love that book. And hopefully you guys can go on something more like that later on, just to get the history of DC more in depth. My question is to you, Dan. A couple years ago at a Boston comic convention, this is right about the time of Infinite Crisis.
Oh, shrunk. No, I'm sorry. I said I was drunk.
No, this is good, this is good. You laid out the dynamic of the trio, how Superman's a firefighter, he comes in, saves the day, makes sure everybody's gone, everybody's good, he's gone.
Right.
Batman's the cop. When something goes down, he hunts them down, does investigate work, boom. Wonder Woman was the
social conscience.
Yeah, social conscience. She was one that you had to talk to. You tell the truth with or without the lasso. Just because she's like that. Now with what's going on with the current dynamic, Batman is still who he is, but the other two, they're pretty much not in that same place. Is that the new status quo, or is it going to come back around?
Actually, it's far from the new status quo. It's the particular stories that we're seeing in Wonder Woman and Superman at this moment are journeys. It's a journey of discovery, it's a journey of awareness. In Superman's case, he was off of Earth, and now he has to reconnect with the people of Earth to make himself feel he's part of it again, because he was so far removed, both physically, but now he has to get emotionally returned back to Earth as well. So that's him reconnecting with the people of Earth. In Wonder Woman's case, it's an examination of who she is without all the trappings of it. What makes Wonder Woman if you take all the other bits and pieces away from her? How does she stand as unique unto herself? Once we finish these storylines, we're going to position them in a new way that I think you'll be a little surprised about. Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, Superman and Wonder Woman and Batman. I joke about this a lot, but this is actually the truth. You know, when I first started working in comics, I would tell people working for a comic company, the first words out of everybody's mouth is Marvel. And I'm like, no, DC. And I'm like, DC Comics, who are they? And I stop and I go, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. And everybody goes, oh yes, I know exactly what you mean. And for us, our company, we are judged by those characters. And we have to treat them right and make sure that we exploit them and build stories with them and make them be the most important aspects of what we are. Even if one other character might sell better or not, we are judged by Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, and they have to be the best they are. So we're always going to be striving to make those characters important to DC Comics, but also important to pop culture. Okay?
A couple questions. Now that Marvel has gotten Nick Spencer as an exclusive, what does that mean for Thunder Agents? I mean, it was a racked buy for me, but now I just love the book.
As of right now, Nick is completing his story arc on Thunder Agents, and then we have to do a reevaluation of how we're going to proceed after that.
Also, one panel question: how's Multiversity going?
There's one person on this panel that's involved in Multiversity. Can you guess which one?
The guy with the accent?
Yep.
Sorry, I'm the only guy here without an accent.
Love that.
How's Multiversity treating us?
I know almost nothing about multiversity. What I do know is that Grant said it's going to take me forever to draw. So, which really wasn't what I wanted to hear. I was wanting like space backgrounds and snowy backgrounds, and you know, he's got something really complicated in mind, but I really don't know much about it. I'm doing the Pax Americana book, which is the Charlton characters, but beyond that, he said nothing to me.
So no time scale for that.
You'll probably be seeing it starting next year.
And the last one, now that you had that very good issue in Secret 6 where Bane got all sad that Batman's gone, and he gave his approval of Dick. Is there any point now Bane's like saying, "Oh, Batman's back. I gotta make peace with him or meet him now that he's back"?
Yes, Eddie Briganza. You're welcome.
And there's rumor that he may be the bad guy in the next Batman movie, so I think him being nice and being cuddly is not long.
When you have a character named Bane, the last thing you want to be is nice and cuddly.
Well, he has been nice and cuddly. But he has been nice and cuddly.
Well, yeah, I don't know about that.
Would you want a hug from him?
Do I get armor?
Yeah.
Not from Dan, from Dan.
There's a lot of things happening with Bane in Secret 6, but Bane is going to be a key character in 2013, naturally when the movie comes out. Okay, next one up.
Okay, so I have a question about The Flash.
Yes.
Okay, so
the question is?
Since Barry Allen is now the prominent Flash that came back and everything, is Wally West going to make a comeback?
Okay, which one's Wally West again? Oh, come on! Come on, I'm here 35 minutes. I'm here 35 minutes and that's the first type of joke I did like that. I didn't do Nightwing. I didn't do Cassandra Cain. Give me Wally West. Wally is happening. I'm going to throw it to Eddie. You're welcome.
No, let me throw it to Francis.
Well, I'm a big Wally West fan because that's what I grew up with, but I think right now the focus is to not dilute the property and give it one vision and not be so confusing to new readers. I think that's what was great about Chip and I's Flash Run is it's become accessible to new readers and it introduces Flash to a new generation. So it would be very confusing for someone if Barry was to encounter Wally West within the book. So we're trying to keep it clean and slick for new readers, but hopefully make you a fan of Barry Allen as well. So,
Yeah, makes sense.
At the same time, check out Francis's version of Bart is awesome.
But in the retroactive 90s, that will be Wally West.
Alright, cool. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Next one up.
Hi, so my first question is about the anti-monitor guy. So is his career as a villain gonna be like M. Night Shyamalan? Like, he did this one great thing and then it's downhill from there? It seems like he gets blown up a lot. Sinestro Corps War. Let's say he got shot in the head during Blackest Night. He got his head lit on fire by Firestorm. I mean, it's like, you know, is it gonna just be downhill for a while? And quite possibly somewhere there's a bright line for him despite what he did in Crisis?
So you can start. I want to throw it to Len, because Len was there at the beginnings of the Anti-Monitor, right? Well, how do you feel about Anti-Monitor being abused in such fashion?
I always envisioned him as a lot bigger. It's like giving Galactus a hot foot to me. You know, he should be considered that with the size of him is the power of him, I think. And I think he's been getting a little short shrift.
Well, there you go. Eddie Piazza, over to you.
I think he's just going to come back really, really mad, so.
I think we will have some good stuff planned for Anti-Monitor soon, okay?
One more question.
Sure.
Mr. DDO, how did you sorry, what?
No, I said, I hate misdirected at me.
Sorry, so how did you feel about when you were drawn in Adventure Comics 5 and Superboy tried to kill you or something? I mean, I know it's just...
It seemed almost appropriate. The one that gets me crazier is when they draw me into Tiny Titans. Because it's really cute because there's a picture on the wall and it's really, because when they put it up, there's a picture of me on the wall in Alfred's house and it says to Alfred Hart, Dan. And I'm like, I didn't know me and Alfred were a couple. But I did have a butler once. Anyway, thank you.
Just want to say thank you for $2.99 and making it easier on my wallets to follow more books. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you very much for listening to the fans. I've been a big podcaster. This is my first DC Nation panel, and year after year, you continue to say we want to listen to the fans. We want to give the fans what they want, and it is very much appreciated. As well, thank you for doing Aquaman ongoing.
You heard that?
Very excited, yes. Jeff Jones announced that on Twitter, so.
We'll have more Aquaman news in the DC Universe panel tomorrow.
Excellent. One quick question. Any more big plans for Brave and the Bold?
That's a good question.
Would love to see more JMS on Brave and the Bold.
Yeah. You know, no kidding aside, I literally just had dinner with Joe 2 nights ago. The other night I was down in LA, and he loves comics, but he's extraordinarily successful writing film and TV, and he keeps on telling me about more things he wants to do. He's focused extremely on Earth 1 right now, getting the second volume done, and which is about almost a third of the way done already, which is great. Shane's doing a beautiful job on it. But more importantly, he wants to do more comic stuff, but he wants to wait for the right moment to do it. We've sort of given Brave and the Bold a rest for now because we have the kids' book out there. There was some confusion, and we wanted to be clear about Batman Brave and the Bold being the kids' version. So that's why we put the title aside for now.
Okay.
It doesn't mean we're not going to do anymore, okay?
Thank you, guys.
Next one up. There she is.
Hi, Dad.
Hi there. You're not going to do it backwards talk, are you?
Not today.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
But
What are you holding, by the way?
my buddy.
Oh, it's a buddy. Okay.
I thought you were talking about the cave. I was like,
Yeah, okay.
no, I'm really enjoying Booster Gold, and I'm hoping Zatanna stays as an ongoing series for a little bit longer.
Like I said, we got some good plans for both Booster Gold and Zatanna. I can't promise you anything past Flashpoint.
Okay, and I would really like to know what's up with Cassandra Cain.
With what?
You know what I'm talking about. I'd also like to know if Batwing's gonna come back.
Which one?
Dick.
Who? Dick Grayson?
Yeah.
What about him?
Is he ever gonna become Nightwing again?
I'm sorry, is there another question behind her? I didn't take my shirt off at least once.
For those of you listening at home on a podcast, it was revealed that Dan DiDio is the new Nightwing.
Because I heard everybody didn't want to kill him, so I thought it's safer to be Nightwing. Go ahead.
Hi. Just want to say Flashpoint is awesome. Not to beat the same drums as everybody else, but the $2.99, that's great for the economy now.
How do you know that Flashpoint is awesome? Are you a time traveler or something?
You are. I got big expectations.
Yeah, awesome, great.
But being a special education teacher, my kids getting to show them comics has been something that has been really nice for them. And the one thing that they really enjoyed was when you guys were doing the Wednesday comics, the paper, and it allowed them to see all the heroes in one thing each week, follow the story for each of them. And is that ever going to come back, a project like that?
We are discussing a project like that right now. Okay? We love the Wednesday Comics experiment. And it was an experiment. I mean, it was different than anything else we've done before. And there was a lot of discussion about putting it out in newsprint and putting it out in that fashion and putting it out weekly. But the people involved were so passionate about it. We gave it a shot, and we love the reaction. Did anybody buy the collected edition of Wednesday Comics? Is that the most beautiful book I've ever seen? Seriously. We're considering on how to do it again, but we do want to go down that road again. Next one up.
Hello, everybody. I have a question about a book that kind of disappeared. It was being publicized at the end of last year, Batman Europa.
Yes.
Where'd it go?
But wait.
Hi, Bob.
Hi, Dan. You need to take a break there to catch your voice back. What Dan means to say is that Batman Europa wasn't ready yet, so we pulled it off the schedule and we'll reschedule it at a later date.
Okay, thank you.
There you go. Thank you.
You're welcome, Dan.
Next one.
Oh, Dan, I had a question for you.
Yes, by the way.
Dan, I saw recently that Cartoon Network is starting a programming block called DC Nation. And now I'm confused. Does that mean you'll be on Cartoon Network?
No.
And will you be live action or animated if that's the case?
I'll always be animated, Bob, but I won't be on Cartoon Network. Did you hear, anybody hear about this? Did you hear about this? For us, it's really exciting for us who've been involved in working with everybody at DC Nation to see Cartoon Network really grab onto the concept on that and really put it in ways that we could never do. The idea that there's going to be a 1-hour block of cartoons featuring DC Comics is great, its own idea, but it will have other material with some of the lesser known characters and some behind the scenes of comics. Things that really make you feel like you're part of the company and more importantly, experiencing the creation of the characters and seeing them actually take place on the screen. So for us, we're all excited to see our little DC Nation all grown up on TV, and I'll be one of the guys looking forward to it the most. Anyway, thank you, Bob. Next one up.
Thank you to all you guys. I want you to notice that some of us can wear green and Superman ties in green.
Oh, okay.
Okay, just really, and from the sublime to the ridiculous.
This whole thing's been ridiculous.
We go from the Cartoon Network to the fact that, I was wondering if you knew that on last month's Yale Alumni Magazine, Batman is on the cover. And there's an article saying that Batman went to Yale Law School, the Gotham campus. But,
really?
Yes, there is a panel from Batman.
How much is tuition at that school?
When I went, it was a little bit less.
Yeah. I did not know that.
There is a panel which shows his diploma on the wall in his study in Gotham, in the Wayne Manor, and you can see that it says Bruce Wayne and it says Yale University Gotham campus. So I can give you some more details on later.
Okay, thank you for that. I did not know. See, even I learn things on the DC Nation panels. Go ahead, next one up.
So this has been mentioned once or twice, but I really want to thank you guys for making Booster Gold such an awesome character and really giving him a chance to prove himself as a leader in Generation Lost, because I think he's been kicking ass in that book.
Yeah, it's a fun book, isn't it?
Yeah, it's awesome. And I'm hoping that he continues to be a leader in either his own book or some other capacity. And then I don't know how directly or indirectly you guys are involved, but I love Young Justice. It rocks every week. So I want to thank you guys for doing that.
You have one of the biggest Young Justice fans on this panel, Mr. Eddie Picanza. I can't tell you how many times he brings that up in meetings about how he wants to have Young Justice come back. How are you liking the show, Eddie?
I'm loving it. I wish there was, I'd like to see Secret and Empress and stuff, but that's just me because I was the one that originally started that book way back with Todd Knock.
Oh, yeah.
And Peter, so, it was great. It's neat to see it now,
Yeah. Well,
live.
thanks
I wish
for the show.
Superman was a nicer guy on it. That'd be Dad, And as far as Booster, if you're a fan, you're going to love what's coming up with him in Flashpoint.
Yes. Okay, next one up.
I want to thank whoever's idea was to bring back Osiris, because I thought that he kind of got the short end of the stick in 52. On that note, I was really happy
We're
to see
calling it
him.
the anti-monitor treatment now.
I was really happy to see him join the Titans, and I was wondering if there's any chance of Black Adam coming back, because I really love him too.
You should keep reading the next few issues of Titans. You may get some clues to a certain person's return.
All right, thank you.
Next question.
I was curious if you had any plans in the future for Swamp Thing?
Dan, if you couldn't hear the gentleman, he wanted to thank you for coming out today despite your lack of a voice. And didn't want to strain you one iota longer by making you speak any more this afternoon.
Listen, do you know the Swamp Thing is what got me into the DC universe? Seriously, I was reading House of Secrets and House of Mystery, and when he appeared in House of Secrets, I literally bought the first issue of Swamp Thing. Len, what do you think of Swamp Thing?
I think he's swell.
If anybody's going to be able to champion that character, it's Mr. Weed on the other end of the table here for sure. It's a character that we absolutely love, and we'd love to have plans for him in the near future for sure. Next one up. Next one.
Two very quick questions.
Okay.
The status of Batman Earth 1. And earlier this week we saw a lot of Dean Tripp's proposal for Lois Lane, Girl Reporter. And this week we also saw the Jimmy Olsen special, which was fantastic. So I was wondering if we might have any more plans for a little more solo adventures featuring either a young Lois Lane, or Jimmy Olsen.
Anybody else?
Right, first the Batman question. It's looking great. Hope to have it ready for you guys as soon as we can. It does look amazing. Jeff and Gary Frank have done a tremendous job. It's really difficult because how do you go to doing The Dark Knight again and do after you have that movie and you have this stuff going on monthly, but they found a way of making it different.
Oh, I can't wait to read it.
Great.
That. As far as solo Lois Lane stuff, look at Lois Lane and the Resistance. It's one of the Flashpoint titles.
Excellent. Thanks, guys.
I'm going to turn this over to Bob Wake for a second. Bob, you want to take it?
Just wanted to remind all of you, in case you don't already know this, that coming up next in this very room, you don't even have to get up and get out of your seat, is our Green Lantern panel. Everybody already know that? And at 5 p.m. in the big room on the upper level, at 5 p.m. you'll be able to see some stuff about the Green Lantern feature film coming this year, including you'll be able to see a bunch of new footage that's never before been shown in the public. And it looks really great because they had to do a run through to make sure everything worked well, so I told them I had to be there to see how it played, representing all of you, and actually worked, so I got in to see it, so it was a lot of fun. So I think you guys are going to really want to see that this afternoon at 5 o'clock. And then afterwards, you'll hear me about the Green Lantern game coming up, which is a really cool game about the Rise of the Manhunters. And we'll have signings at the booth, including Jeff Johns and folks. So, and since Dan has no voice, I thought I would just save him from trying to say all that.
Thank you for that. Okay, everybody, listen, we're pretty much out of time right now. I want to thank everybody for joining us here at the Experimentation Battle. Follow the other posts going on. And again, thank you for all the support that DC Comics has given us all year long.
Brought to you by Tfal.com, the world's best online retailer of comics and collectibles. Whatever you're into, we've got just the thing for your collection.